How you guys doing? With this video I want to show you guys how to change the alternator on a Saturn Vue. This is a 2006. The car started, it just shut off while she was driving, started sputtering, shut off. So we determined the alternator is bad, so I wanted to make a video showing you guys how to take it off. The alternator sitting right here. You can see it right there. There you go. So in order to take that out, we wanna take this box out. By loosening this up, taking this off. Then we take this bottom piece off. That way we have more access to the alternator and be able to work with it easier. Alright, so in order to take off the air filter box, all of this is, there's one bolt right here. It goes right here, and it's a 10. So you got an 8 here that you got to remove in order to take this off, and then you got a 10 right there. But take the top off, the filter out, and then you can see that 10. Take it out, and then all it is you slide it out. But before you slide it out, make sure you disconnect the sensor. There's a sensor right here that you got to disconnect. Here's the cables over here. All it is a little switch. You just press it on the side and pull it out. And these things go in this holes over here. You just slide everything out this way. You got to move this a little bit because it's in the way, but you move it out of the way and it slides everything out. So in order to take out the alternator, you got to take the belt off. So what you want to do is, this is the belt tensioner here. If you notice, the belt tensioner has like a little thing right here. It's a 14. You can use a 14. You put it on here. You put it on here, and you can either use this or you can use another one to put a little bit easier pressure. And you push it this way. You push it this way, and you can see the tensioner move back and forth. So that's how you loosen up the belt, so that you could just slide the belt off, and then you let go of the tensioner. And that's how you take the belt off of the alternator. This is probably a good chance to inspect your belt to see if you need a new belt or not, since you're already taking it off anyways. Once the belt's off, now all you got to do is just take off the bolts on the alternator, which there should be, I believe, 3 that you take off, and then hopefully it should just slide right out. I mean, it's probably a tight spacing here, so you might have to play with it a little bit. Alright, so we finally got the alternator loose. It happened to only be 2 bolts. So the top bolt was up here, and the other bolt is right here, which holds this pulley as well, the tensioner. So in order to get that bolt out, we had to put the 14 back on the tensioner and pull the tensioner out of the way. So it's actually going to become a 2-person job. Somebody has to pull the tensioner out of the way while the other person removes the bolt here. Once you get the bolt out, you can slide the alternator up. You can see right there, it kind of seemed like there was still something holding it, but we tugged on it hard and it slid out. So now we just got to figure out how to take it out of that place without having to remove anything else. All right, after much struggle, we're able to get the alternator out. What we ended up doing was taking this case out. It was 5 bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 1 in the middle. It was 5 bolts, and then the plastic comes off. Then we also, there's this little thing that holds the cable. It goes right here. So we took that out in order to get a little bit more clearance as well. And then finally, that didn't work, so we ended up loosening up this bolt that holds the engine, and we put the jack underneath the engine in the oil pan, and we raised it slowly. If you notice, the engine moved up a little bit, and that gave us enough space to be able to slide the alternator out. What I suggest you guys to do is, before taking all this stuff out, before taking the plastic piece out here and all that, try this first, see if it'll slide out. If not, then go ahead and take this out, and it gives you a little bit more clearance right here in this corner for you to be able to take it out. Remember that you gotta disconnect the two cables before you pull the alternator out. There's a plug. There's one of them is it's a cable like this, and it goes screwed into the alternator with a bolt, and then the other cable is a little plug like this. It was a pain to take this rubber boot off, because that rubber boot, what it does is it keeps any water and stuff from getting into it, and then you just press this and pull it out. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the new one in. Make sure you plug all that stuff in first before you attach. You put the bolts on it, that way you can move it around and attach all that stuff easier. All right, we finally got the alternator back in. Just pretty much, put it back in and retrace all your steps. Make sure you plug the cables in and they're nice and tight, and put everything back the way you found it. The last thing you want to do is go ahead and lower the motor so you can put this bolt back on, and that's it, and that should take care of everything.